Greetings, family. I am on to talk about the title today, which is Flip the Script. Uh, I really want us to consider doing the exact opposite of everything you've been told. Yeah, I know you're like, where is this going? But I had to share this. If you've been told that something's not for you, I want you to try it and decide that it's not for you. If you've been told it's not possible, it can't be done, it shouldn't be done, and most importantly, that you have to do it alone, I want you to defy all of that and just go for it. I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make is living with regret, right? As I approach this chapter of my life, I do it with such joy and peace because I don't have any regrets. You know, um, I traveled, I was a wife, I'm a mom. Anything that I ever wanted to actually do, I did it. Like I found the courage, right? Because that's really what we're talking about is going to that place where you can find the courage to do it, finding the strength, um, the wherewithal to get it done. I've been looking at some posts lately, just little things that come across Instagram, articles that come up, doing a lot of self introspection, if you will. And I was thinking, like, with everything that's promoted, is you have to do it on your own, do it by yourself. That has to be wrong, right? Because who else would these advertisers target if they could do it alone? They need us. Who else would all these people with these posts talking about worry about yourself? Who are they talking to? They would be talking to themselves if they didn't think that there were people, other people out there that needed to hear the message, right? So it's all a crock. Psychologically, some of us take it in like we're alone and we can't tell other people our problems, and we're alone in the way that we think and the way that we want to do things, and it's not true. We are at our best and at our strongest when we move collectively. When you can find like-minded people, that is a blessing. And it doesn't mean that you're going to always agree, right? You don't have to agree. Sometimes some of the best ideas come from people who aren't always on the same page, right? I know for me, I like to think that the group of women that are my very good friends, that are like my family, I like to think that we could say things to each other that might be uncomfortable, right? Because if your friends can't tell you that, are they really your friends? If they can't address things with you that might not be so cool or might take you out of your comfort zone. So I just want to say, like, move forward, link up with people, and realize if you look around you that people are moving in clusters. They are moving collectively. Like the other day, right? Someone sent me an invitation to something called Clubhouse. I never heard of this Clubhouse. I'm not an iPhone person. I know some people love Apple. My son happens to be one of those people, but I'm old school in my operations, right? Give me an Android. It's a big deal that I'm on his laptop. It's a big deal that I'm on podcasts. Like all of that is a big deal because that's not really something that I do. But I realize that there are like minded people who want to hear this message, who need to hear this message. And they should know that what they're experiencing, what they're feeling, you're not alone. There's other people feeling and experiencing the same thing. And whether it's environmental or cosmic or spiritual or however you want to place, wherever you want to place it, or say its origin is from, that's on you. I believe it's all of those things, right? And that we're out here and it's just a matter of connecting, finding people you can connect to. So I was telling you all about this clubhouse thing. So I got this invitation, but of course I could not join because I had an Android. And from what I understand, it's like these virtual rooms where people go with other like-minded people, professionals, celebrities, social, whatever. Like every a little bit of everybody is in your space, and it just shows that we're all just people that require uh, a collective movement. That we vibe off of each other's energy, and that's why I love to say like high vibrations. So even when people are going low, you know they going low because they're unhappy with themselves. Because the time and energy that it takes to be negative, I like to leave that to those folks because it is my hope for them that they will find a way to move to a higher place, that they will be on a higher vibration and not be so negative. But once those negative vibes start to emit, emit, if you will, I feel the need to get away from it because I'm not going to accept it. I don't want any parts of it. You know, if you're a petty person and you feel a need to harass people or stalk people or drop little negative comments in secret code, really? Who has time for that? My energy is directed at getting to the continent. I don't have no time for nothing other than that. Okay. So if you about getting to the continent, if you about high vibrations, you about uplifting people, making connections, then I'm the person that you want to rock with. It's that simple. Somebody was talking to me the other day and they were like, I need to connect to someone on the continent in this particular country that makes soap. Now, if you all recall, when I was on the continent, I met a soap maker. Just randomly, I met him before I left. I checked on him again to see if any of my contacts had reached out to him. He said he got a couple of sales. So I want to tell you all thank you for supporting that brother. Now he's on a new venture. He's making furniture. However, I remembered him. So when a person said they needed a soap maker, I said, you know what? I have somebody you could talk to. Maybe he can instruct. I connected these two people, and do you know that that soap maker is now going to be going to another country in Africa to teach other people how to do what he does? I mean, it is the blessing of opening your heart, opening your mind, and being receptive to other people's energy. Not negative energy, but energy that's going to uplift and keep us productive. And that's what I do. That is my mission. My mission is to connect people. When I tell you I have just randomly met people with skills that I didn't know if I would have any use for these skills, but I knew someone would. And so it was so important for me to hear their stories and their background and where they come from, because I just don't refer anybody to anyone. I like to know folks got good vibes. They're going to work well together and they're going to be productive. And I don't look for anything in that process. What I get from that is all the blessings that flow from karma, right? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And that is to connect with people. That is for us to move collectively. Because it is only when we move collectively that we are more productive, right? You can't go to the continent and be like, oh, I'm going on my own. I don't need to talk to nobody. I don't need to know anyone. That's nonsense. How are you going to find housing? How are you going to know about communities? How are you going to know who to stay away from when you get there? You have to connect with people. Connect with people where you live, connect with people locally, connect with people nationally, connect with people internationally. If this whole situation that we've experienced has not done anything else, I believe it's brought us together. It's made us wake up and open our eyes and realize that we need to move together, right? That we need to support each other. Everybody's talking about Buy Black, Black Lives Matter. What's the latest one? I saw something else. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but it was definitely about a collective movement. And I thought to myself that they're getting it, right? It doesn't take for one or two people to get killed viciously for us to say we have to move collectively, because when it happens to one of us, it happens to all of us. So why don't we think like that in all that we do? If I am building a business, I cannot build my business without customers. I cannot build my business without contacts. That is a collective movement. If we all would just hop on board, we wouldn't have time for the petty rifts, for the negativity, for the stalkers, for the drama. We just wouldn't have time for that. If you really on your game, you don't have time for all of that. So I just want to say, flip the script. Okay, flip the script, make moves, don't limit yourself, just move forward. The more I talk to people and they tell me about what they're dealing with, I say to them, think about that psychological hold that was placed on us generations ago. That might be an inkling of that still in your DNA, right? Where you're like, oh, I can't do this. I'm not supposed to do this. I can't question this. I can't move right now. Don't that sound like some old slave mentality? When you were told, don't talk to nobody, don't tell nobody what's going on. You had to keep secrets. You knew if you shared information with somebody, you would be punished. You knew if you moved off the plantation without permission, you would be punished. So you thought you was alone going through this, but you knew you wasn't, because there was other people that looked like you, but you couldn't conversate in your own language because they didn't want you planning nothing. Some of us are still stuck in that. Some of us still have that mentality that we have to operate within the lines. Baby, I always colored outside the lines, right? My people would be like, what are you doing? It's a coloring book. Why are you out? Because I need to do what I do. I need to do what feels right to me, not what the crowd is doing. Okay? Especially when you know the crowd might be moving in the wrong direction. Compliance to other people's rules is the wrong direction. And if it's working for you, do you. I'm talking to the people who know it's not working for them. I'm talking to the people that are fed up, but they can't really figure out what they're feeling, but they know they need something different. I'm going to leave you with this. Someone sent me an affirmation today. One of my sister friends shared this affirmation, and I was like, I got to share this with y'all because it's so deep, right? The affirmation was, awaken your inner warrior. Your spirit deserves to be explored, not suppressed. What? I'm going to read it again. Awaken your inner warrior. Your spirit deserves to be explored and not suppressed. Push forward. Blessings, and I'll leave you with that.